We were talking in the other room, the song Sunny by Bobby Hebb, wasn't it?
Yes.
H-E-B-B, Bobby Hebb?
I think so.
Yeah. I remember it was like on the first anthology album I ever bought. It was KHJ's Greatest Hits of the 60s or something like that. Yeah, Bobby Hebb. All right, now our trivia is done. Good morning, welcome. My name's Scott. I'll be your host for the next couple of minutes as we get everything going here. Let me get all this out of the way. First of all, please silence your phones and anything else that would beep or boop or bop so we can have some silence while we go forward. We always start our service with an acknowledgement of the lands on which we are located. So the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Zoomers. Anybody who's new, anybody who's old, we're just glad to have you here. I've been working. I know. Well, thank you. I am old. Apparently, I do some work with the police academy, where I help train cadets. I do role playing, and the description of me, because I got to hear them describe me yesterday. I was there on Friday with a role playing segment, and they have to report the person, and they said, "Elderly man, altered state." And I thought, I'm not elderly, but apparently I am. So that's how they see me. All right, let's move forward with all the stuff that we have going on. First of which is a song that Angelica will lead us in, that Donna will lead us in. Okay. No, let's move this.
Please stand. I'm stepping out to a world of possibility. I'm stepping out into a whole new way to live. So much waiting for me. The path is clear before me. I've got so much that I have yet to give. I'm stepping out and I'm committing to integrity. I'm stepping out, releasing every fear and doubt. Road just keeps on turning. At every turn I'm learning what this life is all about. I'm stepping out. I'm stepping out. Thank you, Jackson. I want to remind you, Easter is coming up on April 5th, and in the next couple of weeks, we'll be kicking up our holiday choir. So if you're interested in singing with a fabulous group of people, that would be us. And you are invited, so give that some thought. I'll be selecting the songs with Reverend Angelica and the team shortly, like tomorrow.
I don't know what I like more, Donna, your singing or the awkward movement you're doing waiting for this music to end. I thought it was. It was playful. Yeah. The song won't end. I'll just keep doing this. Okay, we got a lot going on, so let me get to it. First of all, welcome to March. My goodness gracious. We are indeed in March. So what we are going to do is just as it says on the screen, we are going to all together say the top part, and then you're going to walk up to somebody else and honor the path that brought them here this morning. So together we all say, we are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. Get up and welcome somebody, or honor the path that brought somebody here this morning.
after office, yeah.
Stop honoring each other. Enough of the honoring. No more honoring. Okay. Our first week in March is loaded with all sorts of events, as many weeks are. I just found out this morning, I'm not going to do all the special dates in March and all that, but I was curious where the name March came from. You know, just why is it called March? In the Roman calendar, March was the very first month of the year. It was March. It was the time that you went back to planting, because spring was coming. And it was named March after the god of war Mars, because March was the time where you could go back to war too. So, yeah, I know. What was it? To everything there is a season. I guess March is that season, and apparently it happens to this day. Yeah, war and gardening. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else is going on. We have a women's group this Saturday. From 11 to 1, bring your ideas and your lunch, and you don't need to sign up or anything. People just keep showing up. Okay. We have a men's group also this Saturday, later on in the afternoon. So if you'd like to be part of that, it's from 3 to 5. Sharing Salon. This is something that's been going on every month, started last year, although it took a little bit of time off for the holidays. It is hosted by Carol, and I'm just going to keep moving forward. Where is Carol, though? And James. I think James has said Carol basically hosted. James stays out of the way. Next week or the week after, next week we'll let Carol can talk a little bit more about it, but basically people come together and just share. Bring something that's important to you to share, whatever it might be. There's a sign-up sheet and a flyer over on the table. Get it together. This is something that Anna has started to coordinate, and our next Get It Together will be Wednesday, March 18th from 1 to 3. You just bring stuff that you want to get together. Did I sum it up well enough? That'll do it. So what I actually thought about, I've got tubs and tubs of old photographs. I keep saying, one of these days I want to go through all of these things. Is that what you're doing? And I thought about showing up at one of these. Last time I had something that conflicted with it. But that's the type of thing you can do. You just bring it and be with other people and get it together. The writers group is the third Friday of each month. So this month that'll be March 20th. It is at 11:30 to 1 p.m. I'd love to see a few more people there. The people that are there are the important ones, but we would welcome you too. We just basically talk a little bit about writing. We are given some prompts. And then we write about the prompts, whatever it might be. My column today, if you happen to catch it in the paper, was the result of one of those prompts. It was just a creative writing exercise. It's a lot of fun. So come on by. That'll be March 20th. Gratefulness Gathering, which we did yesterday, yeah, that was yesterday. That was, okay. How quickly time goes. It was last month. You don't expect me to remember all the way to last month. It's just very uplifting. We had 18 people here yesterday, and we actually had to now start to use the sanctuary because it's too big for the other room. And they start out by reading, David and Lena, and Lena puts us through some sort of like guided meditation to start, and then David reads something about gratefulness, and then David asks questions that have been pre-generated, and we answer the questions if we want to. And then it closes with a poem. And the date used to be the fourth Saturday of every month. It's been changed to the third Saturday of every month, at least temporarily. So our next one will be March 21st. It's a wonderful way. I woke up yesterday just feeling a lousy mood, the news about Iran and everything, and I just keep layering and layering and layering and layering. And I needed something to feel better, and by the time I left the gratefulness group, I felt somewhat better. So it doesn't get you away from it, but it gives you a respite. On the 28th, there is a big event here. Did you wish to speak about this big event? Okay.
Years ago, when I had first come here, could have been in my second year here or whatever, I invited Swami Beyondananda to come and do a show here, and it was so good. He's done one in every church I've had. You go away with your cheeks hurting because you laugh and smile so much. And he's really current about what he talks about, etc. I do have a whole bunch of flyers that I'm going to put over on the table, and I would like some street people, some people to go around and poke them up. Not, some people to put them up, like at the health food store and, any place you see a bulletin board, put one up. Because he's really, really good. He's also going to be speaking on Sunday morning. He'll be Saturday night he'll be doing his show as both Swami Beyondananda and Steve Behrman. Steve Behrman is his real name. Sunday morning he'll be doing a talk as Steve Behrman. And this is something you don't want to miss. He's absolutely amazing. And we need help putting the word out, because one of the things I realized is that, with all the things that we offer here, we're sort of bringing in people from the outside because, there's this group or there's that group or whatever. And this kind of show will also help people begin to realize who we are. So thank you very much.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You just did. Would you like to ask another?
Would you pronounce that word up there?
Beyondananda. That's what he calls himself, Swami Beyondananda. Yeah. Yeah, Ananda is bliss, so you're beyond. Yeah. Just come, you'll really.
Hey Scott, when does Lent start?
Just try to pronounce a word.
What was that?
Lent? When does Lent start?
When does Lent? Do I have Lent on me? I have no idea when Lent starts. When does Lent start? Is it already going on? Yeah, sure.
Mardi Gras and then Lent.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. This is Lent. All right.
And next Saturday is No Kings also.
Oh, next Saturday is a No Kings?
That Saturday.
Oh, that Saturday.
That's the national No Kings.
Okay. Saturday, No Kings, Saturday the 28th. It's a big deal. Okay. So we move forward. We have also got a plant sale coming up. That'll be in May. And Corinne, where did you go? Oh, you had something you wanted to say.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to thank the folks who did give me some donations last Sunday. We got about $65 to start for our soil, to buy soil. So I am taking any more donations if you're so inclined. And also out in the social hall, I've got a bunch of pots and some seeds. So if you'd like to take what you could use, or I'll be out in the back social hall too after the gathering and potluck. Anyway, I'll be around. There's pots and some seeds, and if you have any questions, what we're asking is maybe for people to make some starts, and now would be a good time to do that. And also, we have our first planting party for April 7th at Michele and Doug's house in McKinleyville, and there's a sign-up sheet on the table over there, and Lori wrote that out for us, and basically it's, yes, thank you, James. She asked that you leave your contact phone number, your name, and then what supplies you might be bringing, if you have pots or gloves, something like that. But mostly put your contact there, and Lori will reach out to you. I don't have their address memorized, but it is on the sign-up board, so maybe take a picture of it, or you can email Lori and she can give you that information. Any questions?
Last time, the last two times, a lot of people have asked us, do you have any vegetable starts? So if anybody feels like starting vegetables.
Yeah, I don't think I have any vegetable seeds. I just have flowers and stuff,
I'll
but,
bring a bunch of seeds next week.
okay, great. Well, thank you.
Is that gonna be in the newsletter, that schedule?
I'm sorry, we got two things going on. What was that, James?
I think we should thank Corinne for stepping up and helping Laura.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And Lori, we miss you. Get well already. Anna, you were saying?
Are the dates of that gonna be on the newsletter or Facebook or somewhere?
The dates for the plant sale?
Well, all the things she just listed.
I believe the flyer list, the question is, are the dates going to be on the newsletter or something?
Yes,
The
they
da-
are. The newsletter will be going out later today.
It has the planting and the party initiative.
I'll have to get that from you.
Okay, so we will,
But yes, and I hope more people read it. According to the statistics from MailChimp, only 30% of the people do it, which is kind of a bummer since I spent 2 days putting the monthly one together. You will not be getting a weekly one, you will be getting a monthly one. And it's got lots of days on it.
for some reason, the commercial from, what was it, the 60s or 70s, I don't know how many people remember it, for the union, "We work hard, but who's complaining," came to mind. Does anybody remember that TV commercial? There was a bunch of union workers singing, "We work hard, but who's complaining?" Nobody remembers that. All right, well, that was 30 seconds of our lives that we wish we all had back. All right, a couple of weeks ago, we did a survey because we're trying to find out what it is that you would like, what type of classes, what type of workshops you would like to go to, and I put them all together and got a couple of slides and some comments, and we figured it would be important to share it with you because we're looking for more and more ideas. So there are 3 slides you're going to see. The first one was, have you attended a class or a workshop? And the number of people who responded to the survey was low 30s. I think it might have been 31. And you can see 84% of the people, I think that was 25 or 26 people, have been to at least one workshop. And 16% of the people just don't give a damn. No, 16% of the people here have not been able to go to a workshop yet. I also asked in the survey, we asked in the survey on a 1 to 5 scale, how interested are you in workshops and classes? And you can see on the bottom there, the average rating was at 4.4. So there's a definite interest in workshops. A lot of people are going to the workshops. A lot of people are going to classes. Now the question is, why do you not? Or what would allow you to come to the workshops or classes more if you're already going? And so these were the main reasons why people did not come to the workshops more often. The biggest reason was the topic did not resonate. So the topic just wasn't something you were interested in. The others were, I just don't have the time to go to a workshop or a series, or it's at the wrong time. In other words, I do have the time, but not that time. And then finally, a small percentage of people said the cost was too high, and we address that too in a second. So this is the reason why, so we want to address getting topics that more resonate with people. So the third question was, what topics interest you most? And the number one answer was, people are interested in workshops and classes that deal with spirituality and philosophy in general. So not necessarily about science of mind, but just that general space. That was the topic that interested most people. The second biggest one was artistic. Thank you, Louise. So writing, I guess singing, drawing, things that involve creating something was the second biggest interest. And then coming up next, we had 2 of them were tied, lifestyle classes and informal classes. So what a lifestyle class is something about like the weight loss class we tried to do, or some sort of activity, something that would be, I get writing, that would be more the artistic. So things that, I'll just say the weight loss one was an example of lifestyle. And then let's see, informal was things like the men's group, the women's group, brave, vulnerable conversations, people like those. And then finally, the 2 others that we had listed, and then I've got some suggestions that people gave, were Foundations of Science of Mind. Those are the classes that a lot of times are, what do you call it, endorsed accredited. So you can move forward and become a practitioner or a minister, and you can go to them even if you don't want to. And current events. I think we've all kind of had it up to here with current events. We could go somewhere else. And then some people gave some other ideas of classes that they would like to see. So there was a song circle idea, specifically calling you out as possibly running it. You heard about that? Okay. What else did we have here? We had something about supporting people with behavioral changes like mental health, substance abuse. So we had, that was an interesting one. Let's see what else. We had support for the LGBTQ community was suggested. We had things that people do well that they can show other people. Okay, so like I guess if you're...
It's show-off day.
It's show-off day. Yeah. Like, let's say you know how to write well. You could have a class on writing or, something to that effect. Somebody suggested also a class on financial literacy. The very first accredited class I took was spiritual economics. Let's see here, which is one of our classes that we have done in the past. And was there any others? A lot of compliments about them. Yeah. I will determine when it is enough. Oh, game night was also suggested, and those were some of the topics that we had. Oh, and then there was one here on the back. Oh, that's too long. Okay. It wasn't suggested, but I'm sure that could be done. And then finally, to that end, we asked, what's a fair price? What do you think would be a good price to pay? And then apparently when I designed the survey, I didn't design it well, because I said, what do you think is a fair price? And people just checked it off. So I don't know what that means. But some, pay by check. But some people actually wrote down pricing, and the average price for a 1 hour that was suggested is about $30, $29.82. Yeah, and that was hard to determine because some people would put like 25 to 35, so I would just put the middle one. And then for a series, the average price suggested was about $110, and it would depend on the number of classes, and that was 108.86. So those are your results from the survey. If you have ideas, if you'd like to run a class, if you'd like us to have a class, workshop, please let us know. And then finally, into the rest of the service. Practitioners are available. Today it's Michele and myself and Edward, who's always hard to miss. So you can find any one of us. Little pantry needs to be fed. If you've got non-perishable food, please put it in the little pantry or bring it on Mondays. Walk and Awe will break it up and put it into the little pantry. And finally, our new theme for this month is From Vision to Voice. This one went through a couple incarnations. I originally had a woman who looked more Latin singing, and Angelica said, why don't you make her a white woman and make her Donna? So I couldn't make it you, but you will notice she's wearing the Science of Mind necklace. Because I know you have one of those. So there we go. That's a totally different version of Donna in a cartoon world. Now, speaking of Donna, would you like to come up and lead the song?
Love what I've done with my hair. Thank you, Scott. Abounding. I invite you now to settle into your seat. Maybe take one nice deep breath. Into my heart, come into my heart, sweet Spirit, come in today, come in to stay, come into my heart, sweet Spirit. Into my heart, come into my heart, sweet Spirit, come in into my heart, into my heart. Come into my heart, sweet Spirit. Come in today, come in to stay. Come into my heart, sweet Spirit.
Now's the time to settle in, let all those announcements go, and we're going to have a moment of peace. And so I have a reading for you, and then we'll have a couple moments of silence, and Jackson will sing us into the invocation, the affirmative prayer. And I have a blessing from John O'Donohue, and he has actually a really great book of blessings called Bless the Space Between Us. And he was a philosopher and actually a Catholic priest, but very much in the spiritual sense. And so I have a blessing called a beauty blessing. And I thought it went really well for the moment of peace and the idea of spring coming on. The frogs in our yard are going crazy right now. They're singing really, really loudly, and we have this wildlife camera. And it seems like all the neighborhood cats are coming in and looking into the pond when these frogs are going off, because I get all these pictures of these cats. And anyway, I think they're just really curious about the craziness and the friskiness of these frogs. So this is called a beauty blessing, and really it's about presence and noticing. As stillness and stone to silence is wed, may your heart be somewhere God might dwell. As a river flows in ideal sequence, may your soul discover time is presence. As the moon absolves the dark of distance, may thought light console your mind with brightness. As the breath of light awakens color, may the dawn anoint your eyes with wonder. As spring rain softens the earth with surprise, may your winter places be kissed by light. As ocean dreams to the joy of dance, may the grace of change bring you elegance. As clay anchors a tree in light and wind, may your outer life grow from peace within. And as we just breathe into that idea of peace, that peace within us is where we start. I know this peace is like a fire within us that grows as we allow it to come forth into our congregation, into our community, and out into the world. I know that spirit that is within each and every being is at its essence peace. And so I know that this feeling, this love, this light, and this peace of spirit infuses us all as we are here together, and it is magnified into one. And I know that it moves into our service, and we all hear the right and perfect words that we need to hear today, and go forth with a sense of stillness and light and love and peace to spread throughout our community. And so it is.
My love I give unto you. My love I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. My love I give unto you.
And now I welcome up Reverend Angelica.
So Jackson, your voice seems to be getting better and better all the time. And it was good anyway. I noticed that last week when, before the person who was doing the contemplative did the treatment, you sang a cappella. And I thought, wow, that's really good. Getting better and better. Well, good morning, everyone, and good morning, Zoomers. The talk this morning is called Lift Your Vision, Lift Your Life. And this has been a really interesting morning for me. I woke up late. I wanted to print out the talk. My printer is out of ink. But guess what? I found something to use my phone for. I figured out, actually, I asked ChatGPT, how do I upload something onto my phone so that I could read it or work with it? And I was like, woo, learn something new, and I just love that. So, one of the things, this is where this talk came from. A couple of nights ago, I went outside. I have this habit of going outside before I go to bed and looking at the sky, because I love the stars and I love the moon, and a clear night here is like gold, And as I stepped out, the moon was just coming from behind a cloud in all of its radiance, and I thought, wow. I mean, it was so beautiful. It made me get excited because, like I said, normally we can't see the stars or the moon. And I was really disappointed yesterday because we had an alignment of 6 planets. We might be able to see it tonight if it clears up. But, these things excite me. And when I thought about that, I realized, the moon hadn't suddenly appeared, right? It hadn't been created in that moment, nor had it been missing. It was simply revealed. The clouds had shifted, and I thought, oh my God, there's a talk there. because fear is like cloud cover. I don't even want to mention what is going on right now in our country. And yet we all know to wake up and read on the news on my computer that the President of the United States, without congressional approval or anything, not following the rules, had declared war on Iran. It just blew me away. I mean, can it get any worse? I had asked myself that before this happened. And I'm sorry if any of you really believe that this is what is supposed to be happening, but I don't. I'm for peace. And I gotta tell you, I've never worn a t-shirt here, except maybe once or twice on a Sunday morning. I have this old thought that, the minister's supposed to dress up. And we don't really get a chance to dress up that much here either, so, But I looked at this shirt, and I thought, that's what I need to do, is wear this shirt, because it reminds me of the intentionality of 19 or 20 monks that left from Texas to Washington, D.C. to walk for peace. And I watched the videos every morning that they put out of the dog, of course, and of the monks, and I listened to the talks that they gave at various places. They were so blown away. Yesterday morning, the head monk said he was so blown away by the amount of people that came out to see them. They didn't expect anything like that. They've been doing walks for peace around the world. I mean, that's where they found the dog in India. The dog decided, I'm going to walk with them, and has found himself a really good home. Of course, I follow the dog's Facebook page. But one of the things I looked at, what I was thinking of, is that right now it's, we want to be looking up at goodness and kindness and compassion, etc. And yet a lot of us are looking down because of the headlines, because of the prices. I couldn't believe it a couple weeks ago when I went into Murphy's, which is right by my house, to get some celery for a stew I was making, and it was $4.99 for a thing of celery. $4.99? I mean, that didn't even make sense to me.
Grocery outlet.
I'll have to try them. Murphy's is just a block or two away, though, I'm lazy. But anyway, so we're looking down at prices, down at conflict, down at the next unsettling thing. And when we look, at least for me, when I look down enough, when I'm embroiling myself in this stuff, my shoulders follow. My breathing changes. My thinking narrows to anger. And anger comes from fear. Anger comes from fear. And fear narrows the lens. And when the lens narrows, life feels smaller. And we begin to believe that we live at the mercy of conditions. Now, what I want you to know is that our teaching teaches a radically different story. We're taught, in fact, Dr. Holmes says, that peace is our natural state. It's not something we earn, it's something we remember. Peace is not a reward for outer stability, it's a recognition of inner reality. And those are some of the things I've just compiled from my readings about peace in our textbook. That textbook's really an interesting book. Somebody goes in and changes it every year so that it means something more. When I think about my textbook is, I got in 1981, I believe. And, at that point, I was sort of believing in this stuff, but finding a place that taught what I was learning anyway was really amazing to me. And every time I teach a class from that book, it's like, whoa, there's a sentence I've never seen before. Let me underline that. I have so many different colored underlines in my book. It's amazing. But anyway, he actually writes, this is a direct quote, "We are surrounded by a divine presence. This presence is always present, but we are not always conscious of it." And what I want to tell you is that this presence is who you are. And this is what we're learning more and more and more every single week, every single day, is that this is not just a body. I think it was Gene Houston who called it at one of the workshops I went to, a ugly bag of mostly water. That's what she called our bodies. This is just the form we've made around us to live this experience, to have this experience, just like we've done it before, just like we'll do it another time. But this presence doesn't disappear because of any conditions that are happening in the world. It doesn't disappear because of the headlines. It doesn't disappear because we feel uncertain. It's always with us. And when our awareness of that clears, even for a moment, we see what's always been there, like the moon. It's no longer covered by clouds. Oh, wow, look at how beautiful it is. And I want us to start thinking about our real life is a spiritual life. We're spirit, having a body. And in this idea, we are very powerful. We are more powerful than we could possibly ever imagine. I mean, as soon as you think you're a little bit more powerful, then there's more power. Then there's more that we can do. And what I know, and like I led in the meditation this morning, that if we focus on peace for just a few minutes every single day, then and feel and consciously decide that this radiation of peace is going to move from me out across the face of our country, out across the face of our planet, it will do that. And it will touch into all the other people around the world that are doing it as well. And we can change things that we think are happening because of this power within us. So my feeling is that we're here right in this particular moment because we can do this work. And it's up to us to do this work. You know, when you fly on a plane, the landscape changes that you're looking out the window, right? You're taking off and you can see green fields and you can see buildings and all of this. But the higher you get, the more the landscape changes. I can remember coming back from England, I think it was, and looking down when we got, I can't remember what we were going across, but as I looked down, it looked like a big checkerboard of fields and buildings and all of that. And as we got higher and higher, the checkerboard was still there, but what was in it was not as distinct. And so this is what I know, is that the terrain doesn't shift, the mountains don't move, everything is always the same, but from altitude, it looks different. From a higher consciousness, the world looks different. So we want to, and remember that consciousness or God or spirit or first cause or whatever the heck you want to call it, it works according to our predominant feelings and beliefs. So it's our job to get clear about what we're about, whether it's something in our lives or something in the planet's life. We're to get clear about what we want and then work from that space. You're not going to solve the problem in the problem. So for instance, for me, that if I'm hassling the TV or the internet or however I've gotten this next episode, if I'm hassling that, if I'm allowing myself to get angry, I mean, think about this. You get angry. When I just did that, I could feel my jaw tightening. I could feel my butt tightening. You know, you tighten up because you're angry. What kind of energy are you putting out that way? So we want to breathe through it. I'm not saying it's wrong to have feelings. I'm saying don't stay there. This has been my lesson in this particular political climate. Don't stay in the anger, because what I'm really doing is staying in the fear. When I turned on, however, I don't even remember how I first heard out about the Iran thing, I immediately went back in my memory to sitting on the grass outside the junior college that I was going to with a crowd of other people, listening to stories about the young men that had gone over that hadn't come back. Listening to the stories about the young men that had gone over to Vietnam and had come back with a leg missing or arm missing or scarred deeply from within them without it showing on the outside. And I thought, I don't want that happening to the young people. I don't want that happening. And so my job then is to constantly focus on peace. Now I know that for instance with the moon, I can't control the clouds, but I can keep my awareness up. I can remember who I am. I can breathe. I can lift my vision again because the moon never left. So that idea of peace has been around for a really long time. And granted, we humans are still learning how to live on this planet without being arrogant and hostile to each other. But I think we need to really pay attention. We really need to pay attention. Anytime anything good happens, what I want to do is acknowledge it and be grateful for it. Really be grateful for it. Gratitude, to me, is one of the top spiritual principles that we have. Think about the energy. When you're grateful for something, you're usually happy. You're usually feeling good about whatever it was. And so find something to be grateful for. So I've got a couple of questions that we might work with when this whole thing seems to roll in like the fog and just cover up everything. Instead of trying to wrestle with it, allow yourself to ask, what am I focusing on right now? And if you're focusing on the negative, and I know it's hard not to, believe me, I know. Ask yourself, what am I focusing on right now? And be honest. Then ask yourself, is this expanding me or contracting me? Am I like this or am I like this? And make a choice. You might even ask yourself, what would peace see here? What would peace see here? And perhaps you might even ask, where's the moon in this situation? It's always been there. It always will be. Even though I did read something in one of the science magazines I get online that says in the year 30-something, they think that the moon's going to explode. It's like, what? Well, I won't be here to see it, so, you know. So you also can ask yourself, what remains true even if I can't see it clearly? When you're being bombarded, interesting word to use, considering what's going on right now. if you're being bombarded by all these negative thoughts, you have to allow yourself to consciously move yourself out of it. Do you know, when I was thinking about this yesterday afternoon, I'm thinking, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this thing that just, keeps going on in my brain? How do I get out of this fear? And one of my cats jumped on my lap and turned around and made herself a little bed and started purring. I said, "Thank you, Sandy." What a nice kitty. I can focus on my animals. I can focus on my friends. I can focus on our community. I can focus on so many other things besides what we're being bombarded with. And you know, this is intentional, this bombardment, the mental bombardment, because they want us to be afraid. Because when we're afraid, we're easier to control. Everybody take a breath. So what I know is that when I let the idea of peace return to me, my vision rises. And when my vision rises, then the words that I'm starting to use in my mind rise, actions rise, choices rise. As I lift my vision, I find my words and my actions lifting into a different place, lifting into peace. So I know that we have the power to change the world, not by reacting at ground level, but by responding from a higher altitude. The moon is still there. The peace is still here. We're not small. We're not powerless. We are amazing spiritual beings. We just don't remember it all the time. So whatever you have to do in your spiritual work to remember this, allow yourself to do that. I suggest meditation, definitely. I suggest, this mind is so amazing that you can say to it, okay, this is what I want. I want you, it's like talking to AI. I want you to remind me gently, easily, and humorously when I'm going down the river of sorrows. And then watch what happens. Something funny will happen and you'll laugh. And you can go, okay, there we go. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. So let's go into treatment. How grateful I am to remember that the power within me is greater than anything I could possibly imagine. And that this power within me is waiting for me to command it to do something. And I command it by what I perpetually think about. So right now, speaking for all of us, speaking in the one to make it easier for everyone to embody, I decide right now, I command my mind to keep me lifted above the fear. To keep me lifted above so that I can remember that regardless of what is happening, there is something even greater. And so I choose to use this gratefulness within me and let it radiate out into the world. I radiate it out into our community, and then the larger community, and then even greater and greater and greater. And I recognize that no matter how far I send my energy, it never depletes itself. Even when I bring myself back to my body, that energy is still there doing the work that I requested it to do. So I declare right now that I stand for peace. With every fiber of my being, with every thought in my brain, in my mind, I stand for peace. I let myself remember that continually. And I know that just like thousands of churches around our planet, thousands of people who don't want to go into war are praying this same prayer to know peace at a higher level than we've ever known it before. So how grateful I am that I get to be a part of this. How grateful I am that I remember who I am, spirit in form. Spirit having a human existence, a human expression. Spirit. And I know that what the true emanation of spirit is love. God is love. Therefore, we are love. And I know that we now choose to be it more consciously. And it's a good thing, a very good thing. And I know that not only are we working on healing the planet, we're working on healing ourselves, and all of that happens because we remember who we are. And so I celebrate us as wonderful, individualized expressions of the One. And I'm grateful, 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 grateful to be doing the work we're doing. And so it is. All right, Edward is our musician this morning. Let's give him a hand. Tonight has a lunar eclipse. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Between midnight and 6 a.m. Oh, maybe we'll even be able to. Maybe we'll even be able to see those 6 or 7 planets that are lined up. Yeah, that would be good. So let's know we have a fogless night. Wow, what a jacket.
Yeah, this is my NBC Peacock look.
All right, cool. And who brought the flowers? Thank you, Tiffany. Those are gorgeous.
Yeah, word on the street is you match your shirt.
What?
Word on the street is you like roses.
Oh, you're kidding.
And they match your shirt.
I thought they were birthday roses.
Yeah, let's see the whole t-shirt.
Yeah, is this the March? How many people do have birthdays in March, by the way?
Right here.
Well, after you do your music, let's stand up.
Don't we do that at the end?
We could.
Okay.
Time while he's getting ready.
I think you have more time.
And I'm getting ready. And I'm killing time while I'm trying to get ready as well. I had this weird thing that crossed my mind when Angelica was talking about the moon blowing up in 30-something, and she won't be here to see it. And I pictured her playing on the other side in the spirit realm and somebody saying, Angelica, run over to Earth and get me a gallon of milk, will you? Boom! Yeah, what I wanted to say, originally I was going to play something else. And then I went to Wakanaw's Wang Dang Doodle last night. Boy, could she pitch one. And
We gotta say kudos to Amy who did the amazing.
oh yeah, stand up, take a bow, take a bow. Yeah. Anyway, I had a little bit much to drink, and of course everything went south in my mind. Not that it was ever north anyway, but I decided that since it is March and it is my birthday month, and I get to make 3/4 of a century. I'll be 75. It's hard to believe. Yeah, well, considering the history, 2 bouts of cancer, and the males in my family usually checking out around 72, and me having cancer at 72, I am very grateful to be here. And I'm grateful for all of you who sent prayers for me. So I decided to do an original song, partly because my wife makes me. But I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to play it for you. It's one that I did before, And as some of you know, anytime I write anything, whether a book or a song or whatever, there's always a story behind it, something that motivates it. And I shared the story with you once before, but I'm going to do it again because it's all I got. Anyway, and this was happening during my first recovery from colorectal cancer. And who knew I would be creative at that point? But it seems like every time I have that battle and I triumph, something comes to me creatively. So this song was one that came to me in a dream. And most of the songs that I do either come to me in the middle of the night in a dream, or when Amy's scolding me about eating or doing something I shouldn't have. And I kind of tune out and zone in. But this one is called the Waltz Celeste. And the story behind it is when I was sleeping, I had a dream of being in space, sitting in a chair traveling through space. And I was, noticing all of the colors, hence my peacock look. And there's so much beauty out there in the cosmos from what I'm seeing from the telescopes. So much radiance and colors and gorgeous, gorgeous area. And I'm marveling at that, and then I happened to look back down and I saw all of the planets. And as I was looking at Earth, a being rose from the center of Earth, and Earth became like the middle area of this being. That's how immense they were. And it was a woman dressed in a ball gown, just gorgeous, with the long sleeve gloves and everything, but kind of a turn of the century look. And I looked over at Mars, and there was a gentleman standing there in a red suit with a top hat. And I looked at all of the other planets, and they were all just gathered there, but they had this pale, ghostly white look on their face. No real expression, just, ghostly white. And way over at Pluto, Pluto became a musician, but he was dressed like in George Washington days with the powder wig. And he grabbed a violin, and he was playing this most haunting waltz melody. And as he did, there was a booming voice that let the ball begin. And, Mars grabbed Earth, and, they were grabbing each other and just waltzing through the cosmos. And me, I was this little old speck floating in between everybody watching them, but they paid no attention to me. I wasn't important enough. But at the same time, I felt like I was just totally holding threads out, and my threads were connecting with all of that. So this is called the Waltz Celeste, and I hope you like it, and I hope it plays. That's the main thing. I invite you to close your eyes and try to picture that scenario. Thanks. And with that, I woke up to cold feet.
Okay, a few things left to do before we close up our service. Thank you, Edward, very much. First of all, let's do the sharing of our gifts. We are all going to say the affirmation that you're about to say. There we go. We're all going to say that together. The plates are going around. Please put something into the plate, most notably love. And together we say, I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond, and so it is. Hello? Dead air. Jazz hands. We gratefully accept these gifts, knowing the love and the energy that is put into them will go out into our community, into this area, into the state, and into the world, making a better place for all of us. And for that we are grateful. Release these words into the law of mind and say, and so it is. Okay, a couple last things going on. First of all, I don't want to get in the way. We're running late already, but we don't want to get in the way of the food. So what we will do is we're going to do the birthdays, and then also after that I'm going to have Judy come up here, and then we'll do the statement of inclusion because Judy has an announcement. The birthday flowers have been donated by Tiffany. If your birthday is in March, please stand. Okay, we had more people raising their hands before than are standing. And we will sing happy birthday off key and loudly, please, but with love. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear March birthdays. Happy birthday to you. And so this flows from person to person and right to the end of with the peace song. Do I have a volunteer who, after Judy gives her announcement, will read the statement of inclusion? Okay, Louise, you'll come up right after Judy does. Judy, you had something you wanted to say?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Many of you know our beloved Lori Richardson took a fall in her shower. And I just wanted to remind everyone here that it's a very good idea to put sticky strips in your shower and bars to hang on to, no matter what your age, because it's a safety precaution that could really save you a serious fall. So I offer that to you from
my love for Lori and for each one of you. Thank you.
And I offer you, Judy, the chance to hold on to the railing and step down. That is my last name.
Okay, the community statement of inclusion. We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies, honors and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, and remains learners and listeners so we may grow together and understand that oneness is not sameness. Together, we know that beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well.
Thank you. Thank you, Louise. Please stand and form a circle around the room, and we will sing. Ring around the room, yeah. Like the railing. I got to tell you, when Brian and I first met, we were at a dance, and I said, "What is your name again?" He goes, "Railing, like what you hang on to." So I did.
For a long time.
25 years, yeah. Here we go. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, that peace that was meant to be with God.